Guys, how do you cry? So it's usually in a dark and quiet place. Alone. I just sit. I first try not to cry, but if emotions are overwhelming me, I stare into the darkness and cry in silence. I take my time until I calm down and then go about doing whatever I'm supposed to do. I hate crying because I think it's pointless. Emotionally, it helps only sometimes to calm down, but I just hate it. These are the times I think about the days when there were no responsibilities and everything was fine. I feel like shit when I reach that point that I have to sit and cry. It's usually a slow build. It's like small little hiccups that hit, and then I try to scrunch my face or bite my lip to distract or really hold it back. Sometimes I pinch my own neck to distract me because when the tears start coming, like they pour out, I ugly cry. It's from holding everything together all by myself. And then when you do reach out to someone, they don't ever take it as seriously as you. Well, first, you need to activate the tear ducts by thinking about all the embarrassing moments from middle school. Then, cue up some sad music, preferably a dramatic ballad from the 90s, and imagine yourself as the protagonist in a tear-jerking movie scene. Finally, let the tears flow freely, while dramatically staring off into the distance. And there you have it, cry like a pro. Wait till it's 2 a.m., 3 a.m.-ish, in my bed, with some tissues laid down around my face. I don't want to wake my family, but also don't want the tear stains to be on my bed, although my mum mistakes it for drool sometimes. Sometimes when I feel like it's really getting to me, I'll put on headphones and play SNT. But most nights I keep them off in case I hear my family members waking up. Like a baby. Don't cry often, but when I do there's lots of tears and snot. Last time was, I wanna say 4 years ago. My cat died. Had liver failure at 2 years old. Didn't have the money for a 2,000 fee to put her down. So I tried to make her as comfortable as I could and holding her in my arms as she convulsed and spit stuff up. Kinda feel like crying now. Anyway, yay. Honestly, the only thing that makes me well up are movies. Not chick flicks, but some act of honor or courage or acceptance. There is one scene in Almost Famous where Penny Lane says to William, "You are home." Then the camera slowly zooms in as he realizes he is right where he gets me every time. Most of the time, it's like I'm on the brink and there's this chasm of emotion I'm staring down into. Occasionally, something will bridge that gap. A movie scene, that one song, or a damn good book. And then the floodgates just open. It's like rain in a drought. Scarce but overwhelming when it comes. I usually get the emotion to tipping edge and don't cry. Then you are JS with the extra emotion cause you don't physiologically outlet it. If I do cry, it is a singular tear at most and I want to let out more. But I think I got satirimal gland issues ATP. I'm sensitive but I rarely cry. But like the past year or so, I've been crying a lot. Most of the time though my eyes get watery, and I get the sniffs. But only once in recent years did I bawl my eyes out till it's hard to breathe. Just let the liquid flows from our eyes. What are you asking about? Did men cry differently? But seriously, men usually cry secretly. You rarely see a man cry in front of you unless you're really close to him. Or he is just drunk. I can usually feel it rise up, and it'll sit there and most of the time won't actually tip over. But when I do, I always feel shit after. I don't experience that feels good to get it out feeling. I just feel drained and vacant. Looking back on my life, that's pretty much the only time I cry. I process all the time I've wasted, everything I've done wrong, and just let the tears roll down my face. Then I play some video games to get over it. Usually listen to a song that I heavily relate with. Does it? Get Corn Again by Slobberbone just absolutely kicks me in the gut. Hope the High Road by Jason Isbell. And the 300 Unit is another. Usually, and I hear a song that resonates with me, I'll tear out. Not a full cry, but there have been a couple that got me there. Found one recently that just destroyed me for a while. Watch or read a sad story. Suffer vicariously through the character and bawl your eyes out. will give you an outlet to cry without having to examine your personal troubles. Traffic in Kuala Lumpur is usually very bad, especially during morning rush or when people finish work. I'd leave the office at 6 p.m. and drive about 2 hours home. I cry then. I just suppress all my emotions like a real man and turn them into uncontrolled anger bursts. That's how you keep your mental health in check. I don't cry. I'm a man. Men are biologically incapable of crying because they lack tear glands. Didn't you know? I cry in the shower, after copious amounts of alcohol, and quietly in the sheets while pretending to be asleep. Only ever happened twice in my life, though. I probably should. The wall hurts, you know? I should probably get a punching bag in my times of extreme distress. Never showed my tears. I store them in my heart, and one day I'm gonna drown in them. Rain in my heart, Frank Sinatra. I rarely cry. But when I do, it's either in my bed where no one can hear me, or in my shower where no one can hear me. We gather at the local bar, have a few beers, and then let it all out during karaoke night while singing. I really want to cry, not just dripping a tear, or do I need crying, but I can't, my tears get swallowed. Depends. But let me tell you that sobbing in a school bathroom stall after a test is next level. I don't cry. Instead of it, in just staring at something, ceiling, floor, random thing for hours. Either one tear or a tantrum when I'm alone, thrashing around like the devil in a crab pot. As stupid as it sounds, in the film Castaway when he loses Wilson, I always tear up. No joke. After the last set of leg extension, with my hands on my quads or falling behind my body. This is the problem with this younger generation. Not that way, too frail, we are doomed. Stuff my face in a pillow and scream while crying. I just let all my frustrations out. Really good, sad, beautiful movie like The Fountain, or Everything Everywhere All at Once. Whenever I watch a movie that I'm really invested in, and an emotional scene happens, I tear up quite a bit. This only started happening recently. I don't know why. Private places and facts, crying are the only way we can out of pressure. The same way that you do, and whenever I feel like crying, I cry. Apparently I only cry when I either lose a pet or a family member. Wish I could. I have autism, so I just feel sad and look down. Alone in a comfortable space with some loud music playing. Alone in my car because I don't need anyone seeing me. You can look it up on YouTube. There must be a way.